Welcome back to the Heart of the Stories We Tell, a series where I spend way too much time thinking about aspects of a story. Today we're going to go over one part of a story just to get us all up to speed about what I refer to when I say elements of fiction. Today's part, plot. So up until now we've been going pretty easy, mostly definitions. Plot, however, does throw us a bit of a curveball, because it's one word that has two uses. The common usage and the more literary usage. The main event of the story is easy. We use plot to describe overall story or theme or setting and theme, and sometimes all three. But there's another meaning, one that's technically a little more on point. The sequence of events. So yeah, everyone knows about plot twists where, something just comes at you from left field. We've seen them on Lost. And Lost is an example of the other use of plot as well, because the sequence of events is quite off. Think about it in Pulp Fiction for a moment and what they have in common. On Lost, you land on the island, and then you start getting flashbacks almost right away. What brought everyone to the island? What deep connections there are. It gets real crazy real fast. Pulp Fiction does the same thing, only a little easier to grasp. The story is told out of order. Lost did it over the course of 6 infuriating seasons. Flashbacks, flash forward, flash to purgatory, where everyone just happens to be. Yeah, it takes a lot to unwrap. On the other hand, Pulp Fiction just tells the story out of order. It's more or less a weekend where you learn about what happened on Saturday before what happened on Friday. However, using the longer run, I think we have another simple example. Arrow. So far, you just have two clocks running. A year on the island is about a year in the city. Wait, this season we had a flash forward to Tombstone. Damn it! Okay, not easier. Already starting to get... Why do TV shows get more complex? Did they think that... I don't know. Okay, so... Before this season, it was easy because the clock was always running simultaneously. Back in San Dimas. That's a reference to a movie back when no one knew who Keanu Reeves was, with a guy that no one still knows who it is. So let's take a look at a more condensed version of this out-of-order storytelling. Leverage. Great TV show. They leveraged the idea of out-of-sequence quite a lot in each individual episode, where Lost did it over the whole season. You would flash back, and the flashbacks would continue into themselves. Leverage did it a little differently. Like Arrow, they were more self-contained, but even more so. Each story, overall, the formula for Leverage was the team gets a case, things would go wrong, and then something would go really wrong, and everything seems to build. But then, out of nowhere, the trick comes, because that twist is that something we weren't shown earlier all of a sudden matters a lot, and what that is changes everything. We aren't shown the trick, the fix that the Leverage team pulls until after it's necessary. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. In a show like Leverage, where it was pretty much action-adventure, that was fair. Think about how unfair that would be if you were trying to write a mystery story. If the clues weren't there until after you needed them. It's why that particular type of plot twist, showing the sequence out of order, needs to be explored a little more in-depthly. And with that, I'm going to leave you to the comment section to argue about what is and isn't a fair use of out-of-sequence storytelling. Was Lost fair? Probably not, since even the writers didn't know where they were going with the numbers and the smoke monster and the red hair. Oh, okay, sorry. I get mad about that one sometimes. But really, what stories are fair game and which ones aren't? It's more entertaining, but it's also more complex. You have to think about it a little more. And sometimes, when you really want to get down to it, that makes the story more interesting. And it's not just within a self-contained story. this whole sequence comes up when you look at series. For instance, look at Zelda. The games came out in which order? They go in what order? Well, according to the official timeline, they go in a very weird order. But at the same time, isn't that what all prequels are? And all sequels? And what about things that are both? The new Wonder Woman movie is supposed to be a sequel to Batman v Superman, but take place mostly in World War One. So, there's some room to figure that out. For now, I'd like to thank you for taking this time to walk with me through plot and its double meaning as we explore the heart of the stories we tell. Thanks for watching.